The same dream again. I've dreamed that I've decoded the Zodiac cipher. My journal. I'll never leave home without it. Ever since the worst letters I'd ever read started arriving at the editorial office, I've not been able to think about anything besides Zodiac. I forced the chief editor based on my college thesis, or persuaded him to give me the case. I got involved to such an extent that I live and breathe the story, not only through my working day, but in the night. It brings me dreams connected to the monster, more and more often. I can't solve it. It seems like the message is incomplete. I was handed the chance of a lifetime and I can't let it go. Maybe it's sick and offensive, but I'm delighted that Zodiac chose me among all the journalists working his case. He could have chosen anyone. A more accomplished reporter easily. Yet here we are. The devil is extending his hand and beckoning to me to dance. All right, let's dance then. Is he watching me? Is he stalking me? It's unnerving. He probably counts on using me to his own purpose, because he wants fame and recognition, of course. He wants also, no doubt, somewhere underneath it all to be understood. In a way, these murders must be some kind of communication on his part. He would really be surprised to see what I'm planning to do. I'm going to use him, not the other way around. We'll talk and get friendly. I'll make him trust me. And in the end, I'll get my book. And that fucker will land in the electric chair. At least that's my goal. Of course, that's all a long way ahead. It would have been easier if I'd decoded Zodiac ciphers. But sooner or later, I'll get him. Oh yeah, mark my words, for sure. Zodiac is not nearly as smart as he thinks. Very few people are. And he's brought doom and me down on himself.
Dad, don't hurt Mommy! Please, don't hurt her!
All right, I kind of knew he'd been beating her, but this was the first time I'd seen it happen. I wasn't so much terrified by my mother's screams as she was falling, or the incredible strength of the punches, but I was horrified because of his precision and lack of hesitation, because of his sheer will to attack her. His reaction seemed purely mechanical and with an odd sort of skill applied. So later that day, he looked at Mom sitting in the kitchen. The old man looked at her, putting a cold compress and applying it to her face. He only said that he knew what he'd done, and it probably would be healed by Sunday. And of course he was right. By the time we went to church that Sunday, Mom looked as pretty as ever, and nobody noticed anything. So I tried to think of my father as a man who'd always been looking for the good in life, or trying to find something good in life, but never quite managing to find it. He really tried most of the time, but then there were these explosions. We'd never gone hungry. He told me once that he couldn't cope with some things he remembered in his own life. Was it because of the war? Maybe someone had hurt him so badly in his younger days that he hurt us in order to deal with that pain. One misfortune comes from another so often and often completely without us knowing it or making the connection. We love, but we find it hard to be decent to one another so often. I think that my father couldn't cope with this at all. When he hired me, my editor-in-chief asked if I had any additional income because it was impossible to live on the money he was offering. I remember him well. He had cigar-stained brown teeth and bits of meat stuck in between them, or some kind of food anyway. I swear to God, he was a piece of work. Fortunately, I had a job at the car wash, and I was able to write in a disused utility closet. I managed about 3 hours of sleep per night. Those were crazy days. But I kept seeing my articles, one after the other, appearing on the front page of the newspaper, and it was a kind of miracle. And this reassured me, even though the fame alone could not sustain me. On my first official day as a journalist, I got sent to an interview with a guy at a country concert that was part of a farmer's expo. The man claimed not only that a UFO had landed in his front yard every Friday, but he also had a telepathic connection to his brothers who apparently lived in the rings of Saturn. The country band hadn't played until the end, and I had to eventually run for my life from a mob of angry rednecks, which is always fun. Why? Because I was the only man wearing a suit there. Big mistake. And everybody thought that the canceled show was my fault, like I was the producer or something. The UFO-friendly farmer had set his dogs upon me, so I was being bitten, and they were chasing me, and eventually I just got the heck out of there. To make things worse, a brick fell just a few inches away from me when I was walking up the driveway. So all in all, not a good situation. Someone else would have seen this as a sign from God, perhaps, not to do what they had in mind. I thought that anything bad that could have happened to me on the job had already happened, after that first assignment, of course. So I assumed it would be smooth sailing from here on. I mean, what could go wrong?
Hi, Robert. It's Donald. Why aren't you picking up? Look, turn on the TV and call me.
Hi, Robert. It's Patrick. I'm coming to you. I have a package for you from our editorial office. From the ASF News in San Francisco, this is ASF Breaking News, November 21st, 1973. Just a few weeks after sending the next encrypted message by the Zodiac, the mysterious murderer is threatening to attack again. This time, he wants to blow up a bus with children. California is trembling. It's pure madness.
Using my detection skills, could he be Polish? Monica. I know this letter by heart, and I still keep reading on it. It's like I was looking for a lost word that will bring back hope, and we can get back together somehow. We met when I won that damn reward. She literally jumped into my bed. I really thought she was just another stupid girl, impressed by journalists, but she wasn't. I used to love to listen to her, to fuck her, to laugh with her. I loved our normal life together. And then one day, I realized I don't need anyone or anything but her. The world outside became unnecessary. I wrote, I loved. I was myself in our own place. The worst thing is I never fought for her. I just let Monica slip away like she was worthless or not worth enough. In a way, I don't blame her for being so mad at me. She won't come back. She's far too proud. And that's what I loved most about her. Sure, it's all my fault.
Robert, I gave you 2 years of my life. That's almost 800 days that you owe me. Think of it as a debt you can never pay off. As if you stole something you can't give back. After my friends split up from their partners, they always have lots of good memories. Shared mornings together, trips away, sex. But I just want to wipe the 2 years with you from my memory. I wish I'd spent those 2 years in a coma, get it? I don't want to waste another minute. Don't write, don't call. You've already taken enough from me.
Slides should be in the box somewhere here. Friends. Family. Old times. It was a beautiful evening. I really felt like the king of the world. I could do anything. Every obstacle in my way had disappeared. I remember when I was in college and worked all night at a local warehouse just to earn a few extra bucks. It was a book storage place, or warehouse. I used to dream that my book would one day be among them, printed in thousands of copies, rewarded and loved and admired by readers. All I could do was keep on dreaming, not eating enough, and moving pallet after pallet. And then I got the award. I got hired by San Francisco's major newspaper and found the best girl in the world. It couldn't have been a better life. I couldn't have dreamed of a better life. I had everything. But all I could think of was my father. Too often, those images of my angry, grim-faced old man drinking himself to death somewhere in South Georgia. I only wanted one thing, his approval of my decisions. For him to say that I had not failed him, just to say it at least once. Hello, boss.
Have you seen the news about Zodiac? Or have you overslept again?
Sure, I've seen it. I'm still working on the cipher and an article about it.
Your knife buddy threatens to blow up a school bus. What's more, he sent us a package addressed to... Well, guess who? You son of a bitch. Guess who? Patrick was at your place, but you didn't answer. You were probably sleeping. Get over that girl. She's left you. That's it. Anyway, Patrick left the package from Zodiac by your door. There's a message written just for you. So move your ass and back to work.
There's a certain magic in developing photos, when the image is just beginning to emerge, and I'm trying to guess what it is. I used to believe in that magic once. What is this place? It looks familiar. I bet I must have passed through it, or seen it in a book. This is a once-in-a-lifetime book. Let's look. That hill must be here somewhere. There it is, Mount Diablo. Gotcha. I better take my gun. Everyone in their right mind carries a gun. Monica wanted me to keep it in a safe, locked away. Perhaps there's some sense in that, but a woman's thinking makes a man vulnerable. And what do you get in return? Three, 4, 5, 6. Monica, you bitch, you changed the code. What if I killed the Zodiac? I'd be a hero. I'd be the man who stopped him. No, what am I saying? I'll write about him. Anyway, he'll probably turn himself in. Then I'll be famous anyway. And he'll hang. Perhaps there is some justice in the world. But I've never fired a gun. Should I really take it? Maybe I will regret this, but at least I'll be able to defend myself. What is he saying to me? I still don't know. I'm on my way to Mount Diablo to confront Zodiac. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I've never been so afraid and actually terrified my entire life. But it's my moment now. It's my chance to show the world what a great investigative journalist I am. I'll be the first to look such evil right in its eyes. Confront it. Jesus, it's freezing. How far is this car?
I kill because I need new slaves in hell. Hell seems a fitting place for all those petty, funny humans. I am still thinking about the bomb in the bus. Please find me, Robert. If I blow up a school bus full of children, their little shoes, body parts, and their parents' tears will be everywhere. But a lot depends on you. Back to the point. Look for the passage near the child's shoe that I left nearby.
It's the Zodiac. Why did I leave my gun at home? I can't open the door. this nightmare again. Zodiac and Sherry crying. I can't live like this. Why me? The doctor had predicted fragmented visions of Zodiac's crimes coming to me in my dreams. Tonight I saw the killer following Sherry to the library, having smoked a cigarette before. I have to write this down. Here I can collect all the clues from my dreams. We've been going through my childhood and the Zodiac's, sort of comparing them in an odd way. We all know every psychiatrist clings to childhood and how that influences you, but we're talking about my fucked up old man now. I've gone through a hellish meeting with Zodiac. That hasn't been too long ago. And the doctor digs up every skeleton from every closet that I've been trying to forget. And then there's this fragile, lost girl and what happened at the quarry. And even now, when I'm writing about it, I'm moved with the kind of anger and helplessness, a frustration. And I hear that voice in the darkness again, and that terrible sobbing. And then my father's work stands in front of my eyes, just looks at me, as if it were a thing with its own life and being. I was angry at the doctor at the beginning because he dug his old story up, but I think I understand what's going on now. If not for my father, I would probably never have become a journalist, and I wouldn't be working on murder cases for sure. And that means I wouldn't have met the Zodiac. When I was driving to Mount Diablo, I thought this adventure could end in two possible ways. Zodiac would kill me, or I would give him up to the police. There'd be a court case, and Zodiac would hang or fry or... Anyway, that would be the end of him. Turns out there was a third, much worse possibility. I might die under his knife. Now I'm a kind of zombie. I stumble between worlds. I have no dreams or hopes. I don't even know what happiness is, and sometimes I just hate everyone. But I'm a part of this too. I'm human too, right? Except for this emptiness, I'm accompanied by some kind of dread and disgust. And sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night, I have the smell of rotting flesh in my nostrils, and it's as if my own body were rotting. It's impossible to deal with. And that's why I go to therapy. And I hope that thanks to the doctor, one day, I can return to some semblance of normal life. Or just have it over with. Both possibilities are tempting. I've been attempting therapy for 6 months now. Dr. Landau said recently that I'm making progress, and I'm nearly ready for his ritual. But I can't see it. I don't see the progress. I think that he keeps on saying this so that I don't stop coming, and he's studying me like some ant under a microscope. He is behaving a bit like an exorcist fighting for a soul of some sinner. Those photographs of his, those questions, those dreams, he says have been swallowed by darkness. And I must go down to its core, into the heart of darkness, take myself away from there and back into the light. Well, that sounds beautiful, but it's a bit too mystical to come from a doctor, at least in my opinion. I'm starting to believe that I won't be able to finish that task, and that yes, I will go descend into the heart of darkness, and that maybe, just maybe, I'll want to stay there.
Hello, Robert. Dr. Landau here. How's your progress?
It's exactly as you said, Doctor. I've been dreaming about the clues to the Zodiac murders.
6 months of live dreaming therapy couldn't have not worked. You are ready for the ritual. Have you unpacked Cherry's body yet?
Yes, it's in the attic.
You should collect all clues regarding Cherry's murder. Start the ritual, and then come and see me. After today, you shall start freeing yourself from the Zodiac. The cure is near, Robert.
Are you sure, Doctor?
It's all in your hands, Robert.
I've had enough of those pills. I don't trust these pills completely. The doctor probably knows what he's doing. I'm gonna take him anyway.
Mom, I swear she was here. Look, it's her toy, a little horse. I haven't stolen it, I swear.
When I got back to the train station with my mother, she was gone. That little girl. My mother wouldn't believe me. She thought I'd stolen that wooden horse from some poor kid. She wanted to give me a spanking for lying, but I wasn't lying. Goose was gone. Poor little dark-skinned girl. Gone. Poor thing. She only wanted to return some library books. It's like in my darkest dreams. She only wanted to return the books. I can still hear the sound of cards flipping, like a moth's wings beating. I was handed the chance of a lifetime and I can't let it go. Maybe it's sick and offensive, but I'm delighted that Zodiac chose me among all the journalists working his case. He could have chosen anyone. A more accomplished reporter easily. Yet here we are. The devil is extending his hand and beckoning to me to dance. All right, let's dance then. Are they watching? The victim had lost her shoe while running away. Monica used to wear those very similar shoes. Her car broke down. What a smart bastard. He was like a spider setting up a web. Terrible memories. This place is full of blood. I can see him leaving the knife in there. It was in the mailbox. He used the same knife to kill Sherry, and he did it with such brute force, he nearly decapitated her. He turned the street lamp off. He wanted to be invisible in the shadows.
Hey, what's your name? What are you doing here? I better go for my mom. Wait here.
Oh, Goose. How could I have let this happen? Maybe, if I'd saved you, then everything would have been all right.
Tick-tock, tick-tock. It's like beating my head against the wall. Tick-tock. Who's crazier, him or me? The Zodiac's broken the street lamp. The killings always happen in the darkness. As if he wants to hide away. as if the light intimidates him.
I remember this meeting as if it were yesterday. That little black girl and her funny wooden horse. Oh, Goose. I couldn't help you. I had a dream about that. There was an oil drip, just like the one from Zodiac's car. He parked it near Sherry's. He dragged her into a quiet spot. Did he want to hide her body? He wrote this weird poem in memory of the victim. I hear this crying again. Sherry, I will try to help you. Good evening, Doctor.
Welcome. Well, I think that after half a year of our meetings, you're ready for your first live dreaming session. One last question, though, as per usual. Have you taken your pills?
I take them, but sometimes I forget. I think it's because of the nightmares I'm having about Sherry.
Why do you think you dream of Zodiac and his murders so vividly, even though it has been over 6 months since you met at Mount Diablo?
I don't know. It's why I'm coming here. So you can tell me.
Would you like to say something before you traverse the Cherry's murder scene?
I think a lot about my childhood and my father. He was a hunter, you know, and I kept his pistol in a safe at my house. I had it there when Zodiac called. That's one memory that keeps me awake.
I won't ask you about your father now. Do you regret not killing Zodiac at Mount Diablo?
I didn't intend to kill him. I wanted him in jail.
Your father wouldn't tiptoe around him like that.
I don't know, Doctor.
Enough questions for now, Robert. Let's now try to transport you to Riverside. Choose one of the photos, close your eyes, and slowly count down from 10. 9, 8, 7, 6.
I recognize this place. It's Riverside. The doctor was right. Live dreaming works. I have a chance to save myself. There might be more tracks like this. The oil stains were left by Zodiac's car. He must have driven this way. Is this the place where Zodiac parked? I'll make a note of that, but I still need more information to determine the exact order of events. I wonder why she left the car unlocked. The victim went to the library. Did Zodiac stalk her? I should look deep. He cut the cable with something sharp. The evidence seems to show that he had thrown it away nearby. This can show me what the proper fuse is. The handle is stuck. Maybe the maintenance personnel have got some spare fuses somewhere. Spare fuses, these might help fixing this broken light. The Zodiac had to know which lamp to turn off. This should work when I tape the cable back together. Hopefully the killer cut off the ignition, but then what?
I love to hunt for my prey. Like Cherry, slim young girl, my little animal. Find the cipher. It will help you solve the mystery. It's here. I follow her and then start the best part. Do you remember? You, your mother, and father hunting together? Nice sunny days, but for that constant smell of blood.
What did you see?
What was I supposed to see? Zodiac and Sherry in the parking lot.
Can you tell me more details?
That fucker waited for her in his car, and when she left hers, he broke her headlamp when she was gone and messed with her engine, just as I suspected.
What do you think is the most important part?
He left a cipher for me. He's trying to contact me. It's as if he never stopped sending letters to the paper.
I understand. Remember that what you see is a mere dreamy interpretation of what happened. Now I will show you 3 pictures, and you pick one of them. Take your time choosing. Then, close your eyes and go back to Riverside. 10, 9, 8, 7...
Broken glass. Did he escape or enter through a window? Text is not clear. It's engraved. What tool was used to engrave it? Now I know how to help her. Zodiac could use it for something. One of these might open the library. should find another way to the library. I need a coin to buy a drink. That's how Sherry entered the library, with Zodiac stalking her outside. This should be enough to buy a drink. Zodiac offered her a drink. Where'd he get it? That was the drink Zodiac bought her. So that was Zodiac who engraved this poem.
Your father also waited for your mother, drunk. He used to give her something to drink first, and then beat her senseless. It was his favorite thing. Almost the same like my favorite thing. Soon you'll see what I've done to Cherry. Remember about the cipher? It's here.
you're back. You seem disturbed. What did you see?
Okay, so I was at Riverside College. I found Sherry's blanket. She wasn't cold anymore, and she thanked me.
That's your subconscious speaking. What are you willing to do next?
I can help Sherry. I know I'm capable of doing that.
I understand, but how will you do that?
If I complete the ritual correctly, I can stop Zodiac, or at least interrupt him. Doing that, I can give Sherry comfort, and maybe even save her soul.
It's a beautiful intention, Robert. Aren't you afraid that it is only your own imagination?
Look, I'm equally fascinated by Zodiac in reality and in my imagination, even during our session here.
Thank you for your trust. Our session today is about to end. Close your eyes and one last time transport yourself to Riverside. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.